Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, where we discuss LEGO content in videos of around 5 minutes. Time for another weekly review. We're going to try something new this week, maybe a little less structure, a little more entertainment, and maybe I'll fail at both. But today we are going to review Jules Verne. Wait, not this one. We're going to review this one. LEGO set 40690, Tribute to Jules Verne Books. Now this is the gift with purchase that's going on right now through June 23rd. So if you're watching this on the day this video released, you have a few hours left to pick this up. If not, in the future, I guess you're looking at secondary market, or maybe it gets re-released. Sometimes that happens with these sets. And it is a limited edition. If you don't believe me, it says so right here on the bottom, so it must be. But it had a very short run of, I think, just 3 days that this was available. And it's available with spend of $150 US. Now, you may look at me and you may think that I look like someone that is an avid reader, a smart individual, and you would be wrong in both accounts. But I did watch 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea this week on Disney, and I also read the cover of this book, so that kind of makes me an expert on Jules Verne. So I thought I'd quickly just discuss this set here. So I have it built, and I would have to say the build experience itself, to coin a phrase from Jules Verne, was an extraordinary journey. It was a fairly quick build. Looking at the video here, you probably think it took me only 30 seconds, but it's probably closer to 30 minutes to get this built. But it had some very unique techniques that they used in order to get these angles to have that back of the book sticking up. But it was a fast build, and it was something that I actually really enjoyed. I found it probably a little more engaging than a lot of the other gift with purchase, because the techniques were just a little bit different, especially, like I mentioned, how they get this angle and some of the other things that they do. So it's kind of a neat effect in that it has the micro build coming out of the book. We've seen this a couple of times, but I think they've executed it really well, especially at the small scale. The one thing that I think does not really appeal is if you look at the back or the covers. It's just kind of a plain bottom of a Lego plate, but we won't display it that way. And there you go, problem solved. Now, this is clearly a set that would be a item for display. There's not really much playability. I guess you could take the balloon off and fly it around or something like that, but not really for that purpose. Although I did have a thought that this would be the perfect set for a reverse lifestyle photo. You know, Lego likes to have that where someone is reading a book while there's a Lego set in front of them and they're, gazing upon it. But this is a book, so, that would be kind of cool, but I don't know who would be dumb enough to do that. Getting back to this set, I think it's a great pickup. It does come with one minifigure. It's got the Jules Verne figure here. And he has great torso print on both the front and the back. His legs, there's no leg printing. The head is actually the same face print that they used for the Gustave Eiffel in the Eiffel's apartment. So if they look like twins, they're pretty similar, just different hairdos, a little bit different suit. But the figure does look great, and it really adds to the set. It does not have a back print on the head, so I would recommend you don't turn it around, because then you're left with this really ghastly figure that will leave you nightmares. So I really like that Lego has taken different historical figures and made sets over the last few years. So this is the current one, but in the past we've had, different ones like the Jane Goodall. Last year we had the Galileo Galilei. There was the Amelia Earhart. There's also the Charles Dickens. This is, I know, not necessarily a historical figure, but it is, a historical work, and it's similar in that it's on a book as well. There's also Eiffel's apartment. And I think these are really neat. And the one thing that I think is consistent about these is they are not consistent in either the base or the box art. You can see they all look different, and they don't really seem to match, but that's okay. I still like them. I think they're cool. They'll come out with some others, and I'll probably look at picking those up as well. So as I mentioned, this set is available with a purchase of $150 US. I am real happy with it. I'm glad that it's not at that higher threshold we've seen some of the others, $240, $250, and it's good on any theme. So, it's not tied to City or Ninjago, anything like that. You can really get any Lego. And it's nice. I really think it is a great build. You know, if you missed out and didn't get a copy of this when it was available on Lego, or you just didn't find something you wanted to buy and you just want to pick it up in the secondary market, I would imagine this will probably settle somewhere around $40, which generally, I think that's probably a little bit high for, you know, what you'd get here, but I think it's kind of a neat, cool set, and I would probably recommend picking it up. You know, it's pretty neat. I know some people have had issues with maybe the micro builds, but sometimes when you're building at the scale, it's hard to get the details exactly correct. But I do like how we have, you know, the Nautilus down here moving up to the train on this bridge, and then the balloon. And that's a reference, the balloon. You might think that's to reference to Around the World in 80 Days, but it's actually a reference to Jules Verne's first book that's all about a hot air balloon. Anyway, so there you go. So I thought we could just close out this video with a tribute to Jules Verne. I'll go ahead and read the book. Oh, not this one. I'll read this one. Jules Verne. This one sticker right here. That's the only part. And that's the only sticker in the set. So there you go. That's going to do it for my review of the tribute to Jules Verne's books. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Jason's Bricks in 5. Happy building!